Hello and welcome to tonight's Esports Roundup, where we're going to cover the LEC season finals, grand finals, as well as, a bit of news. So the news will come first. FlyQuest released their general manager not too long ago. Now the next cuts are being made. They have allowed Vikla and Song to walk. So Vikla is not even 20 years old yet. He will be 20 by the time next split begins. Rookie of the year last year in the LCK, joined FlyQuest this year and struggled. 2.8 KDA, 8.4 CS per minute, 68.2 KP, 406 gold per minute, about 22.5% of the team's gold, 616 damage, 28.3% of damage. So he was a borderline primary carry when it came to damage, despite not getting the resources. So he did well with the resources handed to him, but in part that was his fault, because in the first 15 minutes, he was actually behind in lane. We're looking at down, on average, down 70 gold, 4 CS, 20 XP. So, I mean, that's not massive, but the fact is, this is a young Korean imported player, rookie of the year in the LCK, and honestly, he disappointed me as well as many others. I thought that FlyQuest was, honestly, I tied in the two early predictions for the Discord. Only like 10 people participated in that in January. And I tied with 10 of 16 of the major region teams making it on my predictions. FlyQuest was on everyone's mind, and they didn't get it done. And Vikla struggling was a big part of that. Not dominating lane, not really dominating at all. 15 solo kills in 47 games, played 13 champions. Just an absolute disappointment. But at the same time, I will not say his career is over. He's only 19, going to turn 20. Wouldn't shock me if he goes to LCK Challengers. Wouldn't shock me if he played in the LCK next year. Some people may say, oh no, there's no way. Karis lost his job to Ivory this past year. Breon makes some terrible decisions. Don't put it past them. As far as a minory, I could see him going to the PCS. I could see him going to LLA, Japan, CBLOL. Definitely an angle there for him also. Song went 20-16 as FlyQuest coach. Obviously defending world champion with DRX, but everybody kind of forgets the fact that DRX were 9-9 in the 6th seed in the LCK going into the playoffs. Like, they struggled last year. They were not great. They were mediocre, and the meta allowed Zeka to really shine in at Worlds, and Beryl played exceptional and gave DRX a championship and gave Song a championship. Over his career, he's 156 and 150 as a major region coach based on what Leaguepedia credits him for. So, not dominant. Sharks is the head of coaching on the team. There's also Richard as an assistant, but Sharks is 39-60 during his time with FlyQuest, where he's given credit for FlyQuest splits on Leaguepedia. So we'll see what they do, going forward. Predictions, 278-131 to end summer. I had G2 winning 3-2. They win 3-1. Caps 37-30, 31% of damage. Yikes 6-8-59. So the mid-jungle duo went 36, 15, and 89. Humanoid 10, 15, 20, 29% of damage in the loss. I'm giving Mickey X the MVP for this one. His Rakan was disgusting. His Leona was on point. I thought he played excellent in this series. I thought Yike also had great engages on the Rel. Really stood out to me there, but he did get solo killed by Razork once. Not great. But Mickey and Hans also got 2v2 killed by Noah and Trimby at a certain point. Game 1 was close, but games 2 and 4 for G2 were absolute domination. Crushing Fnatic. Game 2, G2 gets eccentric, has Olaf top, Lissandra support. Caps got MVP for this series. Lead in kills, lead in damage. But in the end, for me, I really felt like it felt like he benefited from how well Yike and Mickey were playing. Hans, I thought, was excellent on the KSA, but Noah was also. KSA looked like a really strong pick in this series. Not as out-of-the-box pick. So I went over this yesterday when I said, we'll see how these teams approach this, because to me it was glorified scrims. some people think, it's an LEC championship. It has value, not when you have 4 in 1 year. 2 turning into 4 means they're not as valuable anymore. So the way I look at this, the teams took it seriously. G2's drafts were nothing new. Pretty much stuff they've been using all year. Even the Olaf Lissandra wasn't the first time it came out. It came out in their last series, so it must be something they actually felt good about to try again. Fnatic didn't go outside of the box. The Talia they used again, lost both games using it in the jungle and in mid lane. So we'll see if that sticks for them. Excuse me. But I will say, I think Noah needs to do better. Wonder did a fine job. Razork dominated quite a few big series along the way in the last couple months to get Fnatic to this point, so I'm not going to harp on Razork too much. I mean, the fact of the matter is a lot of people want to, give Fnatic some shit, but I think that Fnatic, given where they started the year, are continuing to climb. I don't think they've peaked yet. Do I think they're better than G2? No, I think G2 have more in the tank. But Fnatic, I don't think have peaked yet. So they could be a team at Worlds that I think could actually surprise some people. I honestly really do. I'm not saying that they could beat Eastern teams necessarily, but I also think that if Eastern teams sleep on Fnatic are capable of taking games, because I think they're actually going to be even better at Worlds than they've been in the LEC. They're just continuing to get better and better. And I don't know if Oscarinin goes back in. I wouldn't shock me if they ran with Wonder to begin, or at the very least really considered subbing them in and out for each other at Worlds. It's 100% something I could see. So G2 win. Mickey's my MVP. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Become a YouTube supporter. And I hope to see you again tomorrow.